Apparo Solutions. Excelhub. In the third part of our hands-on series, we extend the application created in the last video, with a workflow component. After an Excel file import, a reviewer should be notified via email, who either approves the data, or returns them with comments for re-editing. For this, we use a copy of our file import application. For a better overview, we copy our app into a new folder. Folders also contain security settings that allow you to control who is allowed to see and open the folder, who is allowed to edit the apps, and who is allowed to run the apps. Copying is very easy. Select the app, then select Copy and set the destination folder. In the next step, we create an email connection, which we need to send the email notification. We click on New, and then enter the required settings. As a special security feature, you can also enter a whitelist of trustworthy email servers here. With Test Connection, we can check our settings. If everything is okay, we can continue with our file import app. First we change the ID of our file import application. And in the next step, we set all currently not needed widgets to hidden. At this point, we would like to briefly explain the advanced Excel import settings. We activate them under Features. You can find the advanced settings in the Import Strategy tab. The first two allow to insert or update data, either always, or only if a variable returns true. The next one ignores incorrect rows during import, or does a rollback if at least one incorrect row is detected. The next two apply only to the Excel import with copy and paste, and allow to import in hidden or read-only widgets. Then the check for the exact number of decimal places, for numeric values. And the last setting optionally allows the user to manually correct wrong data in the browser. Workflows are mainly controlled by status. Basically one status field is sufficient. However, these can be extended by the revision status, yes/no checkboxes and comment fields. We take a look at the status table, and create a temporary app for it. The status ready for approval has the ID 2. We enter it as constant value in the status widget, because we want to set it automatically when importing Excel. This can also be hidden. Now it's time to build the revision application. We save some effort by simply copying the file import app, and adapting it until it fits. First, we change the name and identifier. Then, we unhide the status widget, and change the type to lookup drop-down. We select the lookup table, the ID, and the output text column. As in previous videos, we have different columns for the output of texts for different languages. And we can use again the language variable for the auto-selection of the text in the user's language. Do you remember, all variables can be accessed via the V. We save our changes at this point. In the property SQL where condition, we can enter a filter for the lookup output. ID greater than 2, excludes the status open, and ready for approval. This feature allows the approver to see excluded values in the widget, even if it is filtered out of the lookup's selection list. The approver can see the value, ready for approval, which we set automatically during the import, but he cannot select it. We will make another 2 small changes before we continue with another copy of this app. We deactivate this import-only feature. and prepare the comment field widget. We change the widget type to text area. In the tab flags, we can change the widget status. Like in the widget overview, we can, for example, set the status to hidden or read-only, but much more detailed. The tab visual contains beside the column label, the settings for the visual appearance. They are set globally in the client settings, for all apps and widgets, but can be overwritten here. The setting rich text edit activates a toolbar for text formatting for the comment field. We also activate the setting, show text area content in a separate window, which allows a pop-up comment field, that we will show later. We're closing this app for now. The close button also saves any changes we have made. Then we select, and copy this app again. This third application serves as a correction application for rejected data, and we name it accordingly. The third application shall display all comments in read-only mode, in a text area of 200 × 200 pixels. Since we don't need the entry of new data rows, we can disable the feature here. Before we create the email app, we copy the hyperlink that we want to insert there. You will find the direct link in the app. Link into portal, in the tab Advanced. In addition to the settings, such as open in a new window, you can set additional parameters, or define security groups here. The link can be copied here. Now we create the email app. Header and footer contains settings for the form that is displayed before the email is sent. The sender address is taken by default from the email connection used, but can also be the email address of the current user. The recipient is our demo user Zara Jones. Multiple users are separated by commas. Variables are allowed. As an example, we will use the variable username here. And in the email body we will place our copied hyperlink. Mark the text, and then select the link icon in the toolbar. Then paste the copied URL. The automatic sending of emails requires 4 steps. Creation of the email connection. Creation of the email app. Creation of the script that sends the email. Selection of the event at which the email is to be sent. For the creation of the script, we use the examples in variables. When creating a script variable, you will find several examples under the question mark. Besides a detailed description, we also find the code snippet that sends the email here. We copy the code, and go to the user scripts folder, in the Apparo installation. With the right mouse button, we create a new text document, via new, which we want to rename to sendmail.js. If the file type is hidden, we have to unhide it first. You will find this setting, in the View tab of the folder options. Now we can rename our text file. Then we'll edit the script file we just created. We paste our copied code here. And enter the ID of the email application we want to use. We save and close the script file, and return to the Apparo designer. When opening the edit view of an app, the files of the script folder are red, which means we cannot see the new script without reopening the app. We now activate the feature, Automatic Scripts and Database Procedures. Scripts and database procedures can be started before the application starts. When closing the app, after inserting a new data row, and after updating an existing data row, or after an Excel import. In the corresponding menu, we can now assign the script we created. Before starting our test run, we link this app to the portal and set some widgets in the revision application to read only. The user here must not change this data. In our correction application, we set a filter, so that only rejected records are visible. You may remember, the current flag filter is from a previous video and belongs to the data history feature. The lookup ID of the status rejected is 99, so we add, status ID equals 99. Time for the test run. We start with the import of some demo data. 5 rows imported. No errors. Now we switch to the email client, and check it for notifications. The email is already here, and we click on the direct link to the revision application. All valid rows are assigned the status closed. The second row doesn't seem to be valid, so we reject it and comment on it. The comment box contains a toolbar, which allows to format the text. Last but not least, we start our correction application. The user can now correct the values and set again the status, ready for approval. All main features work, and our video ends here. The next steps would be, setting the authentications and security groups, as shown in the last videos. Improve optical design and usability. You can set up email notifications, for all steps of the workflow, set a bulk widget in the approval application, to change the status of many rows at once, and much more. For a free 60 days trial, and more information, visit us on Apparo-Excelhub.solutions.